Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's learning time. So dear children, today in this video I am going to explain you the last point from the lesson number 8, natural calamities, that is floods and droughts. So excess as well as lack of water also causes harm and damage to lives and property. So see your children, if there is a excess of water, then it leads to the flood, and if there is a lack of water, then it leads to the droughts. So now we will study one by one. The first one is a floods. A flood is an overflow of water that submerges land which is usually dry. The European Union Floods Directive defines a flood as a covering by water of land not normally covered by water. In the sense of flowing water, the word may also be applied to the inflow of the tide. Flooding may occur as an overflow of water from water bodies, such as a river or lake, in which the water overtops or breaks levees, resulting in some of that water escaping its usual boundaries. So, the floods are caused by abnormally high rainfall, rapid melting of glaciers, landslides, sudden release of water from the dams, etc. So during the rainy season, the water level of rivers increases, rivers overflow and water then enters low-lying areas. Floods affect millions of people worldwide and causes large-scale damage to the life and property. So see your children, if there is an excess of water, it may be due to the heavy rainfall or it may be due to the damage of the dams. It leads to the flood. So there are some causes of the flood. Let us study about that. The rising of a body of water and its overflowing onto normally dry land out of its banks. So it is also leads to the flood. And second one is a flash flood can be caused by a heavy rains, snow melting, a dam breaking, ice on a river and jumping. So there are mainly two types of floods are there. The first one is a riverine flooding and the second one is a flash flooding. In riverine flooding, relatively high water levels overtop the natural or artificial banks of a stream or river. The nature of riverine flooding can vary significantly in terms of causes, timing, and depth between different locations. And the second type of the flood is flash flooding. A flash flooding occurs when soil absorption runoff or drainage cannot adequately disperse intense rainfall, and it is usually caused by slow moving thunderstorms. So these are the mainly two types of the floods. First one is the riverine flooding and second one is the flash flooding. To avoid the flood, we have to take some precautionary measures or the prevention. What are they? The first one is we should plant as much tree as we can. We shouldn't cut down trees for economic purpose or any other purpose. So see your children, as more as you plant the trees, we can easily avoid the deforestation as well as the flooding. And dams or reservations should be constructed to regulate the overflow of rivers. Trees should be planted in catchment areas of the rivers. Proper flood control system should be installed at the places in times of emergency. So see, these are the mainly precautionary measures to avoid the flood. The next part is a drought. If a particular area receives no rainfall or very little rainfall, then it is called as a drought. As you see in this picture, all the nutrients are vanished from the soil. It is due to the lack of the water or lack of the rainfall. In a particular area, if there is no rainfall, then it leads to the drought. What do you mean by a drought? Drought is defined as a period in which a region has a deficit in its water supply. Whether surfaces or underground water, it can last for months or years or even days. Though droughts can persist for several years, even a short intense drought can cause significant damage and harm to the local economy. So, due to the storage of food and water, people suffer from hunger and poverty. Animals also die in large numbers because of drought. So, the drought is nothing but if there in a particular area there is no rainfall or very little rainfall, then it leads to the drought. The causes of drought. Droughts occur when there is no rainfall from a long period of time. It usually happens in summer because in summer weather gets hot and ground evaporated water, so ground need more water but it can't get water, so drought occurs. The precautionary measures for the droughts are proper irrigation facilities should be provided in farming areas to prevent crop failure and other losses in case of scanty rainfall. Res- Reservoirs should be built at an appropriate place of uses in times of need. And the third one is reserve stock of food grains should be maintained to supplement depleting supplies in case of crop failure. So these are the major precautions to avoid the drought. To avoid the drought and to avoid the flood, we must plant the trees. So dear children, plant the trees as much as possible. And here your lesson number 8 got finished. If you like this video, then please press the like button and don't forget to subscribe my channel. It's learning time. Thank you.